Welcome to Storybook Crafts from the Alameda Free Library. Today we're going to make a robot based on this very factual book called Facts versus Opinions versus Robots by Michael Rex. We're going to make a robot out of a cardboard tube that looks a little bit like the robots on the cover. Okay, so what do we need? Today we're using a paper towel tube. Surprise! It's not a toilet paper tube. It's a paper towel tube. And we're going to be cutting it into sections. We need some white scratch paper, some black scratch paper, just a little bit of each. The black scratch paper could even be white scratch paper that you have colored black. We'll only need a little bit. Oh, actually, yeah. I don't even need the black scratch paper. What am I talking about? You can use it if you want to, or we can just use some white scratch paper. We need a paper towel tube, a glue stick, a pencil that's pretty sharp, doesn't have to be super sharp, but pretty sharp pencil, a black felt tip pen or marker, some scissors, and some tape. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna put my robot, Mr. Roboto, right there. And clear my surface here to get started. First, we need to section our tube off into 3 pieces. I want one large section for the body. That's going to be about the size of a toilet paper tube. And that would be, if I'm using my hand, it's about from my thumb to the tip of my fingers. Maybe a little bit longer for your hand if you are a kid. About right there. I'll go ahead and squish my tube and cut it straight across. There we go. All right, that's going to be the body. I'll set it aside. Now I need 2 legs, and I want them to be about the same size. So I will cut one first. I want it to be about that long. So about, perfect measurement. About the length of my pinky. For you, if you're a kid, that might be the length of your ring finger. For me, I have small hands, so about the length of your pinky, about right there. Cut one first, and then you can cut the other one using this one we just cut as a guide. Right there. Okay, I've got 2 legs. And this last section for the arms. We'll start with the arms. Excuse me. We're going to cut this right in half, this one. We're not doing that for the legs. This one's just the arms. Cut it right in half so that you have 2 pieces. And then use your pencil to roll those pieces around so that you're making straws or like smaller tubes out of this section of the tube. A little piece of tape should be all you need to keep that arm together. Okay, there's one arm. We're going to do the same thing for the other one. Roll it around our pencil. Little piece of tape. Ooh, I'm almost out of tape there. Good thing I only need a little. And we've got our 2 arms. For the legs, we're not going to cut these anymore. We're going to squish them right through the middle like that and just sort of gently loop them over. And again, a little piece of tape to secure it. That's all it takes. There, keep it in place. So we're going to do the same thing with the other one. Squish it, loop it around, sort of fold it, kind of like making a heart. Little piece of tape to secure it. All right, now for the body. This is where our pencil is going to come in handy. We're going to put the legs in first before we poke our holes for, oh, my tape came undone, no big deal. Before we poke the holes for our arms, we're going to put the legs in first because we want to find out where we want those arms to go. So here's my legs. I want to make sure that my robot stands. So, yes, perfect. He stands up. And that's about how long I want my legs to be. So judging by that, I will make my arms probably go right about here. And I'm going to poke this pencil through one side, keeping my fingers away. There we go. And then straight through the other. So keeping it there, keeping my fingers away, poke it right through the other side. We need to make those armholes a little bigger for our tubes to fit through, the ones that we made for the arms. So we can start with our pencil, stick the pencil through the hole and wiggle around a little, and then take your scissors. We're not cutting, we're actually just sticking the scissors right through that hole and rolling around. Not too much to start, just making it a little bit bigger, and then we're going to squeeze those tubes through. We need to make the hole bigger we can, but we don't want to have to use any glue for this. We want them to stay. So a smaller hole is best to start with because it'll keep that tube in there tight. There we go. All right, there's the two arms. That looks awesome. You can always cut them shorter if you want them to be shorter. But I like these too long. That looks awesome. Again, make sure it stands up. Okay, great. Now, to make it look like a robot. This one I've made to look kind of like that robot. Not exactly, but I kind of used the eyes and the little top there as a guide. I think this robot that I just made, I'm going to make it kind of look like this one. So maybe I do want that black scratch paper. Why not? If you don't have black scratch paper, you could always just color some white to paper black to make a black mouth like that. But let's see, I want to go for a triangle face like this. That would be kind of fun. I'm going to make a triangle. There we go. I'll make the two eyes. And this one has rectangular black shapes for the inside of the eye. Love that! So cute. It also has these two little antennas. So I'll go ahead and make those. I might make these a little bigger since I'm actually going to cut this out and glue it onto my robot. So my robot's going to have antennas that are a little bigger just so they're easier to cut. Because the little tiny piece like that might get cut off. There we go. That'll be easier to cut. Alright, there we go. And then I think for the mouth, instead of drawing it, I'm going to use this black scratch paper here and get it almost that same shape. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, I love that. Maybe a little smaller. So cute. Okay, I'll glue that right on. Right after I cut it. Let's cut it first. I'm going to cut my shape out. I'm going to carefully go over those little antennae that I just drew. If I cut a little bit off, no big deal. If I cut the whole thing off, also no big deal. You can also just draw them right onto the tube. There we go. A little bit of white showing, also no big deal. Okay. Yes, so cute. That's going to get glued right on top. But I am not going to put glue on top of the book. I'm going to get the book out of the way for a moment. I'm going to preserve that beautiful book. I'm going to put a little glue on the back of the paper that I just cut out, not on the tube. That way I'll know. It's kind of like putting on a sticker. I'll put it right there. And then I'll glue that mouth on. A little bit of glue on the back, and then glue it right on. Yay! Beep, boop, beep. There is my robot. That looks a little bit like the robot on the cover of Facts versus Opinions versus Robots. So cute, and he stands up, and he's pretty awesome. I hope you enjoyed making that. You can make an army of robots. You could even make your robot silver if you wanted to. You could use aluminum foil, or in this case I used some silver tissue paper. If you have those things, you would cover each piece individually, a little bit of glue on the back of the paper or on the back of the aluminum foil, and then attach each piece after you've poked the holes and glued the paper or the aluminum foil on. And then you can glue some shapes on top. You can glue your eyes on top of there. Beep, boop. And you'd be done. All right, have fun making your robots. See you next time. Bye-bye.